How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So I got another controversial topic, and this one is pretty scary in my opinion. And it revolves around YouTube and information. Not YouTube specifically, but how you folks get information or data on products. And that includes me, as in me explaining products to you. The problem is just because a YouTuber, this includes myself, says something is good or it works, doesn't mean you should run out, purchase said item, and stuff it in your bag immediately and go, well, he said it worked. In my opinion, you need to train with it. Now, I'm gonna give you some examples of this too. A couple years ago, one of these examples was a YouTuber, which I'm not hating on the YouTube channel specifically whatsoever. It revolved around a paint can key being able to pull a failure to extract shell out of your AR-15. I think it was Tactical Hive, if I recall. Again, not hating on the YouTube channel whatsoever, giving out information. But I'm talking about the psychology behind viewers like yourself or other people that jump on that information. So literally I talked about having that channel released that video maybe 10 days after I did a video on what you should keep on your kit. And I had a rod, a cleaning rod for my rifle saying, hey, this is how I get out failure to extract shells. And as soon as that video hit, it blew up, which is awesome on their channel. I had like 50 to 100 comments immediately within 72 hours. Well, duh, you should just get a paint can key. You should just get a paint can key. That works better, paint can key. And literally it was a massive amount. And that was the start of going, wow. Like, how many people told me to go put a paint can key in my kit without ever testing it? Just because they saw a YouTuber say it. Now, yes, they could trust that YouTuber in giving them proper quality stuff, but it scares me because they've never tested it. They just took the word of someone else, and that includes me. Do you guys just trust me and you put your gear immediately away after you purchase something that I recommend? I don't recommend that. I think, yes, I'm giving you quality information. You should purchase these items if you want to, but you should train with them. And it was very surprising. A recent one, I'll give you another example. Dan Becker, great YouTube channel, had an interview with Sawyer, which was the company that creates water filters. And I specifically watched this individual say, hey, what about viruses? And they brought up viruses through 0.01 micron filters, which viruses are obviously smaller. And he made a claim, and it was backed up and supported. He says, I've tested this and blah, 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 and said, no, my filters take out viruses because viruses have to attach to other material that is typically larger than 0.01 microns. And literally, probably about 2 days after that video, even the same day, I just so happened to do a water video. And I got like 50 to 100 comments yet again about, oh, well, they're good enough for viruses. They're good enough for viruses. You should reference Dan Becker. He's good enough for virus, good enough for virus. And people just massively commented about, hey, they're good enough for viruses because I heard it from this guy. Now, I'm not discounting these channels whatsoever. Please don't take this out of context. I have no hate towards these channels. It's just the psychological information that these people can give without any of you actually testing it. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong. It's just after you hear information about a product, I go out and research it. Same with the paint can key. I went out to the range, and I have a video of this. Unfortunately, it was taken down to YouTube purposes, but I'll roll it in as B-roll. That I went out there and I tested it to see if it worked for me. Now, that's not me saying that this guy has no idea what he's talking about. It's just I wanted to test it because my life's on the line, and I want to be sure that this works and not rely on something I've never used. Okay, how do you test viruses, right? That's a little bit different. I get that. It's just the mindset of so many people diving in saying, oh, you're dumb, the Sawyer Mini works just fine. It's scary. And there's a lot of other contexts, a lot of other videos that this has occurred on. Even for my channel, people just jump in the comments as soon as the video releases and go, well, you're stupid. Didn't you see this other channel? And it scares me that that many people take the word of, including myself. If I tell you, hey, go out and get an ACOG because they're really great. Do you go out and purchase this ACOG, slap it on a rifle and throw it in a safe for 5 years and never touch it? And hopefully it performs, right? What if it has a factory defect in it? Now, when you go to use this rifle in self-defense and your sight is completely off and it doesn't work and the crosshairs are all over the place, you're going to go, well, that prepared airman guy told me it was really good, and now it's not, right? And it wasn't me that did it. I just recommended it. You didn't train with your gear. You didn't see if it was liable or if it was legitimate. Example, right now, I just purchased a Garmin InReach Mini 2. I had an InReach Mini 1, gave it to my wife. Still works just fine. We have 2 set up. InReach Mini 2. Before I came out here into the middle of nowhere, I tested this several times to see if my subscription was working and to see if it was receiving or giving out information like text and receiving them, right? I tested it. I didn't take the word of Garmin saying, hey, this works, because that's what it's intended for. It is supposed to work. It doesn't mean it will. So before I came out here, I tested it to verify. I'm not going to take the word of Garmin because what happens if it was an electronic malfunction and I just got a bad unit? Now I'm stuck out here and a bear attacks me or something like that and I need SOS right now. I keep hitting this thing and it's going nowhere and I'm relying on that product. See what I mean? I'm getting a little ranty. I'm sorry. It's just, it surprises me. And I know some of you are going to get upset and some of you don't have the time to test things and they rely on people like me. And I get that. But you need to set aside one day a year after all the products that you purchased over the year to go, I'm going to test all this stuff out to make sure if it actually works. And if it's factory, it's good to go. Just my recommendation. And my recommendation is just because other people say things doesn't mean you have a platform to say this works, because that skews the data, in my opinion. Sure, I'm guilty of it too. Everybody's guilty of this. It's not like I'm sitting on my pedestal going, oh my gosh, this is so great, and blah. No. Everybody's guilty of this, but we just need to maintain and manage. I test all the gear that I tell you guys about. If I am providing you stuff, I tell you about it. Why do you think you don't see really many negative reviews on my channel? It's because if I don't like a product, I don't talk about it because I don't think it should be talked about. You know, if, for example, I'll give you a bad one. I have a SIG BDX rangefinder, completely failed on me, right? And I was going to do a review on it, but it completely failed. And I just didn't want to talk about it because I'm like, why am I going to give this video a negative review and all this stuff? Sure, could I have? Yes. But on SIG's behalf, I sent it back in and they replaced it free of charge. They said, here, 100%, and they upgraded me to the next model. They said, hey, we apologize for this and whatnot. So yeah, now I'm back into doing a review about it. I'm going to discuss the negativity, but I'm not into 100% negative reviews. Take that context of what you want. It's just what I run. I want to give you guys good quality products, a good instructor line, right? When you're teaching students, you never teach students what not to do. You teach them only what to do, because the what not to do gets in the way and they remember that. Just so when you're there instructing people, you teach only what you want them to do. Generalized, okay? Don't jump on my back about it. Sure, you can say, hey, don't point your weapon system at people on a range day, right? Clearly that's a rule. But bad habits, you don't teach people bad habits or tell people about bad habits. If they don't know them, they don't need to know them. Teach them only the right way to do things. And that's what I've done as an instructor for years. Okay, my rant's done. It's probably a long time. It's probably like 10 minutes or something like that. Over and done with. A lot of you are upset. Probably just all I'm saying is invest in your products, invest in the people, know who you're talking to, like myself, or other people, other YouTubers. There's way other YouTubers that are better and bigger and all this other stuff than me that are giving you good quality information. Just use the product before you like rely on it for your life. That's my recommendation. recommendation. Not telling you what to do. I just recommend it. All right, that's all I got. My fingers are frozen, and I need to get hiking and moving so I can warm up again. All right, hope you all have a great day.